Hi folks, today we're taking a look at the UMI Emax Mini, which is a new budget phone, flagship budget phone I would say, which we like quite a lot. It's really surprisingly pretty. It's an iPhone clone, no surprises, quite a lot of them are of course, but done with very nice attention to detail. So in the box here, before we go any further, we can see a very small but efficient user guide. Just gives you the basics. Let me put that down. Basics that you'll need, as you can see. Plus charge cable, flat ribbon charge cable, USB, micro USB charge cable, and the power block. So no headphone sockets or anything like that. That's obviously how they save some of the costs. Let's look at the phone itself. The phone itself is very pretty, as we've said before. Features a Qualcomm Snapdragon 615 running at 1.5 gigahertz. Has 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of onboard storage, a 3050 milliamp hour battery, which is a huge battery for a phone of this size. This is a 5-inch screen only here, so it's not a huge phone by any means. And it features 1920 by 1080p screen resolution, which is again very respectable. It features also dual SIM, dual standby. There's the 1 SIM, 2 SIMs, and you can it will accept microSD cards up to 32 gigs, I think it is. 13 megapixel Sony camera on the back and an 8 megapixel camera on the front, and of course 4G LTE. Not quite sure if it does band 20, I think it does, but there seems to be some sort of conflict in the specs. In operation, a really kind of impressive little phone, to be honest with you. Android 5.0 runs on it perfectly respectably. It has a nice navigation around here. You got tactile senses. You can't hear that, but I'm feeling buzzes as I hit that. Basically, for the price, a really nice, as you can see, very responsive, very nice little phone in a lot of ways. The browser works quite efficiently and delivers decent enough performance with the 2 gigs of RAM and the 1.5 64-bit processor. You're not lacking for anything that you need in terms of power. As you can see, it's handling a fairly image full BBC page without any problems at all, even before the caching comes into effect. One thing to note about the phone having a Qualcomm chipset as opposed to the MTK standard-in clones is that the GPS is a lot more solid, a lot more stable, locks on very quickly and doesn't wander around. One of the problems plaguing the MTK, of course, is the fact that the GPS is not 100%. It tends to wander around a bit. This one we found no problems like that. We'll post some camera shots up to so you can see the quality. We found it very acceptable indeed. Fast, responsive, and produces nice results actually. You've got the usual kind of options for time-lapse and HDR and things like that. We've never been totally impressed with all these add-ons on these budget phones. They tend to be a little bit lacking, but apart from that, the actual camera itself really does work as it should. You see, this is a shot that I just took. As you can see, it's quite crisp in focus. A little bit of noise, but nothing you can't live with. Here's playing a little bit of a game here. As you can see, the 3D is pretty good. The speakers are nice and loud actually. This is on a quiet setting. I'm just about to hit something, I think. Oh, ow. Continue. Oh, I've got to put it with 18 seconds. But here's the bottom facing speakers. Pretty loud. So there shouldn't be any real complaints about that. Okay. Well, there you have it, the UMI Emax Mini. A very capable, nice looking and powerful actually phone with great specs, an excellent price, and everything that you'd need for a working phone, a workhorse phone. For what it does, yeah, very impressed. For the price, probably one of our favorite little clone budget phones of the moment, the UMI Emax Mini. As usual, if you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel so we can bring you more cool stuff like this. Thanks very much.